Unit rate. What is that? Well, let's use some knowledge from English. Unit is equivalent to 1, right? Usually unit, or it has some different definitions, but unit, that prefix means 1. So, here, rate is a comparison of rate is a comparison of two measurements. For example, 60 miles in 2 hours so you can drive 60 miles in 2 hours. The unit rate, which is very important, is when one measurement is 1. So 15 miles in 1 hour. So you could read that 15 miles per hour. Per is very important here. So this starts looking at how to solve some of the problems. So if you're given this 295 miles on 5 gallons of gas, we want to find out how much you get on just 1 gallon. So that's the problem, how you set it up. And all you do when you're solving this is this little step. You divide by 5. Because this is 5 here. Oops. Right here's 5. And we want to get it to 1. Alright? So let's look at some problems. It makes it easier to do this with problems. So, find the following unit rate. If we go 60 miles in 2 hours, how many miles in 1 hour? One thing that's really important with these that you're going to want to do is label where are the parts going. We have 2 things in this problem. We have miles and we have hours. So when you're making your fraction, you want to make sure the miles go on the top and the hours wherever you put this. So miles I put on the top. That means miles must go on the top and hours must go on the bottom. So what does that mean? That might not make sense right now, but this is what I mean. Miles on top, miles on top. Let me highlight hours on the bottom, hours on the bottom. There, it is consistent. So this is how we set it up. So what do I have to do to this problem to get these equivalent? To go from 2 to 1, I have to divide by 2. So that's all that is happening here. I'm dividing by 2. So in 60 miles, I go, it takes me 2 hours to go 60 miles. So in 1 hour, how many miles will I have traveled? I will have traveled 30. And that's just dividing by 2. 60 divided by 2. Right here. Equals 30. That's all they're doing. Alright. So find the following unit rate. If you have 84 pictures in 7 rolls, how many pictures per roll? So I know it seems like a pain because some of you probably can realize pretty quickly that 84 divided by 7 will give us our answer. But it's important that you don't do that because in this unit we're going to be setting up ratios. And this is a very important skill, writing pictures over rolls and then set it up because it's not always going to be this simple. These are the easy problems. They get much harder. I'll pause this here and let you guys try and set it up. Don't give me the answer, just set up the problem. So this is setting up the problem. We are looking for this box right in here. How many pictures? Again, we are trying to show an equivalent ratio, so we divide by 7. Divide by 7. So 84 divided by 7, what is that? And the answer here is 12. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to let you guys try this one. So you guys set this one up, and I'll pause here and let you guys try this. Here's a hint how to set it up. 27 feet. It's feet over, so feet over minutes. Feet are on top, minutes are on the bottom. Alright? So you divide by 6, divide by 6. It doesn't go in evenly, but my final answer here is 4.5. And here's a question for you guys. And here's a real world problem where you can use this and it can compare prices. This is where something you're going to do every day. And it's so important to know how to do this. So 16 ounces of soup cost $3.20. Find the unit price. So this is where it might get a little tricky, but let's look at how to do this. So we're going to just divide the two. We're setting up. So again, we're trying to solve this, but we got to divide by 16 now, and it's not as easy because we have decimals. So how do we do this? I'll put it up here. Divide by 16. Alright, so try this. And I'll show you guys how to do this. How many times does 16 go into 32? Well, 16 doesn't go into 3, so I put 0 here. I carry my decimal. And 16 times 2 equals 32. So I subtract. That equals 0. I bring down this 0. And 16 times what equals 0? 0. I'm all done. So my answer is 20, or 20 cents per ounce. So that's how much the soup costs. So here's another problem that would be good if you're at the store. You can see where this will come in helpful. So we have an 8 ounce of toothpaste for $1.36, and the one that we're going to compare it to is 12 ounces for $1.80. So which one is better? So we need to set up two problems. So I'll do it. So it'll be money over ounces. So it's $1.36 for the yellow one over 8 ounces. So it's $1.36 equal to what over 1 ounce? And then the red one. So there are the two problems set up. So now I must divide by 8, right? Divide by 8 for this one, and this one I'm going to divide by 12. So, let's do that. So I'll pause it here and let you guys try that. We've already set this up. And here's the following work. So hopefully you guys are getting good practice with your decimals and seeing how this would be. So the 12-ounce tube is less money. This was the red, and this is the yellow. So 12-ounce tube is cheaper per unit. So the ounces in the 12 ounces are less. So I'd like you guys to try this problem on your own. Now, I'm not going to set this one up. I'll pause it here. You're going to try and compare this. I'll give one hint. So my hint will be, what do I have to multiply this 1/2 by to get to 1? And the answer here is 2. So multiply this by 2, and I should have the unit rate. And then I'm not going to tell you to do the 3 gallons one. I'll pause here though. So you could have divided both if you wanted to. And here are your answers. The 3-gallon container is cheaper by a lot.